we are in this move now to do what our ancestors did. So when people ask how you stop the violence, I'm glad you asked. And so what we do is, without no grant or loan from anybody, black people have the spirit. If others won't do for you, we use what we got to get what we want. And so in this day and age, it makes no sense for black people to have $1 trillion consumer spending power and everybody else in the black community rich but us. Talk to me, somebody. And so what happens is this: how do you stop the violence? I'm glad you asked. How do you spend your money? Because some of the same people who pray to God for, oh God bless us, oh God help us stop the violence, and I'm saying God already answered you.
Really?
But you keep praying for I answered you already. What else you want? I gave you $1 trillion power to do what? Simple thing. And I don't care if you come from the civil rights movement, I don't care if you come from the nationalist movement, in the best of both ends. One of the things I know that Dr. King and Malcolm X and Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked about was, despite our differences, brother, guess what? We all believe in a couple of things. What? Poor people can use their own money to do what? Put it in their own financial institutions to create, sustain, and increase their own jobs.
For real.
And so now,
8 times over.
We've got to ask ourselves the question, as you come to this room, and I'm glad your presence is here because I didn't meet like 3 or 4 funders this week. And they all ask the question. Groups come asking for our money and what we can do with their money. But Brother Allen, I've got to know, what do your people do?
For real.
That don't mean no offense by your people. But what do your people do with their own money?
For real.
And I'm here to tell them, and anybody else who's here who came to tell the story, that there's over 100 people in the black community who came out today to say that if we never got a grant or loan from anybody else, we got the power with our own mind.
For real.
To tell our own people
for real
that we can stop the physical violence when we stop the economic violence.
For real.
Talk to me.
For real.
And so that's the spirit by which we come.
That's right.
And so, and I ain't new to this, but I am true to this now. I spent 40 years in the rainbow. I'm not in the rainbow right now. And after 40 years helping everybody else, I got the right to come back and say, I want to help my own people do their own thing with their own power. That's the spirit by which we come. That's the spirit by which we ask you to invest in. So all the things that we'll be talking about, we got to have you on the list because we got to engage you. Funders who say,
for real,
you're just a personality like somebody else you might have worked for. Is this a movement? Is this a Mark Allen movement or is this a people movement?
This is a Black Wall Street
movement. And I suggest today that
Oklahoma,
this is a people's movement. Y'all clap on that.
This is a real movement. They already did. They did it in history.
Leave with the right story if you're going to
do it again.
So let's let them all leave with the right story. And so we want to introduce part of the team, and we hope that you all continue to network with each other. Because I'm just telling you now,
so you got Malcolm
I've seen some powerful things in this movement with less people than this. If we all just leave on the same accord. And so we're going to be marching by the thousands, but we're going to start marching with our dollars. And I tell you, I'm going to tell you his last name, how simple it is to us, but how it should be. The Census Bureau said it takes only $1 billion, just $1 billion, that can create up to 50,000 jobs. Okay, black people, if it only takes $1 billion, just one, to create up to 50,000 jobs, and black people in Chicago spend over $40 billion right now, you mean to tell me?
For real.
With a majority black population, black elected officials, black preachers, black church, black this, black that, y'all ain't got the collective genius.
For real.
To turn just $1 billion more.
Hallelujah.
And put 50 black people to work and turn Cook County Jail into a damn museum. Thank you. I mean, excuse me for cussing. Into a museum. But that's the seriousness because our people are dying.
For real.
And we can solve their problem just by turning to each other and not on each other. And so with that,
I'm glad
I want us to get the spirit of movement from here, because there's a lot going on. I saw one of the chief developers from Alderman Pat Dow's office is here, came back here. He can go tell a story. Alderman, I see over 100 people ready to do what? Build where they live.
For real.
Build where they live. 3 banks was up in here last week. You keep saying you need access to capital. They put $10 million on the table. What we gonna do with it? We gonna go get it or keep saying somebody else help me? So I just want us to change our minds and be ready to invest in ourselves.
For real.
And so that's the spirit by which we come. And before I quit, I ain't got no microphone, but somebody's trying.
Spirit of our ancestors, Oklahoma.
I want to thank one of our sponsors in particular, Mr. John Clark at Reggio's Pizza. And one of the things I've learned in this movement that Reverend Willie Barrow taught me, when you start talking about somebody, be prepared that somebody else is going to tell it. One way or another. So sometimes I make it a habit of saying something out in public so I can see who's going to tell it. It only takes a minute for somebody to say, did you know what he said about you? I'm glad you asked. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And that's the spirit of it. But John Clark, I was talking to somebody from the White House this morning. Love the president, worked with him, but I tell you this, Italian Fiesta did not invest in Barack Obama's campaign. It was Reggio's Pizza. And I'm going to tell this to the black elected officials and others. It's a shame right now that Reggio's Pizza, in a city that's still majority black, that they can rewrite the rules with 21 black aldermen. They can rewrite the rules to tell a black pizza manufacturer in the black community, you can't even serve pizza to a majority black school system. Some ain't right about that.
Some ain't right.
And we got to start renewing our insult levels.
What happened to Herman Cain?
So that's the spirit of which we're going to come.
Oh, yeah.
And we ain't apologizing to nobody.
For real?
And sometimes we got
No
to
need
go
to
fight
do
for the
that
same people
anymore.
who help us get what we got. And so, but I want you to know who the team is, because we're going to access these dollars. And I also want to thank Mr. Elsie Higginbottom, who helped us get this office. You want to do something, that's exactly where to go. Help use the capacity to rebuild Brownsville. That's right.
Really?
And we're in the middle of that now. But the bottom line is you got to have access to the money. Yep. And that's all we're focusing on, how to get access to the money. We're going to be talking about that. And so I want to thank a couple of people that's really important to me that you need to know. So that the funders can hear, it ain't just Mark Allen. We got a team up in here that ain't being run by no one personality by themselves. The other people that make things happen. Even as we connect this movement. A lot of people know, and he'll be able to talk a little bit longer, a little bit later. I know you're hungry, but I'm going to get to the business part first. Because when a funder says, how you going to pay back this $5,000, $10,000 loan? I'm glad you asked. You can do sell taffy apples. You go just keep coming back, selling loose squares. What you gonna do? And you need to be able to tell people and go back and tell them. We got over 100 people here who got $5, $10 to sustain this office. Whether you gave us any more money or not, we got the capacity within our own selves to build and grow with our own dollars and our own spirit. And it gives you the right to be free and independent. When you know people got your back. That's where we at. And it's about us. Yeah. One of the people that is key to me and key to this movement that you're going to be seeing a whole lot more of. A lot of people know that I spent 30 years traveling with the Reverend Jesse Jackson around this country. But I was also trained by another man who was a former aide to Dr. King. As you look at this next generation leadership, the man who helps us strategically plan what we do, and you'll get to know more about him and see him outside of me being the mouthpiece, people that help us put together what we do. But I was trained by the Reverend Dr. John Porter, one of the aides to Dr. King, aides to Harold Washington, and it's good to me in this next generation leadership to have by my side working strategically. And I want you to recognize him too, because we're going to be working together. This is his son, Brother John Porter. Give him a hand, would you? And then one of the sisters that you're going to see, and she's probably the reason why most of this is happening today. Because you're right, I got a big mouth and yeah, sky's falling. But it takes some other people who can say, take that vision and make it happen. So for those who said power lunch ain't gonna work, ain't nobody interested in no power lunch. Ain't nobody interested in networking. People just wanna come eat, ain't trying to do no business. So let's do it anyhow. And so when I said it couldn't happen, I'm tired, frustrated. This sister came on board, got her own organization, moved her office here to set up a multicultural project, but at the same time, she helped put her money up. And I like people that put money up. It means a whole lot more than got your back. Money moves a lot.
All right.
The real estate people like money, not got your back.
Really?
The air we gotta cut up. They like money, not got your back.
It's real.
And so, but the sister who came on board, y'all would get a whole lot more of. And I want y'all to know I appreciate it because she helped make a lot of what we do happen. This is Yvonne Spear, our new project manager. That's security one? Okay, see, tell people I can follow instructions too.
Okay, one thing that I really want to do, and I need Mr. John Porter here.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. John Porter is, how can I describe? John Porter is a master when it comes to marketing and building strategic plans for your business. I've known John Porter for about a year or so, but it seems like I've known him for a lifetime. And you know, it's rare that you click with somebody that can help you and help your business and help us. So I all want you to sometimes reach out, feel you can reach out to John, reach out to myself, reach out to Mark, and talk to us realistically about what's going on in your business. So I'm gonna let Mr. John Porter take the floor. And I need another hand for Mr.
Welcome to National Black Wall Street. Can I get a National Black Wall Street round of applause for everybody in the room? If I say anything that makes even an inkling of sense, it's okay to say Black Wall Street. All right?
Black Wall Street.
I don't say nothing to get real quiet. But it's okay
so important to say it, right.
The echo of the room, if I say anything that makes sense. When Black Wall Street, where it's come from, everybody in here aware of Black Wall Street.
Yes.
It's okay if not, because we're here to learn, to educate, okay? Black Wall Street was started, Tulsa, Oklahoma, trying to get something done, secure dollars. In this room, you have a variety of talent, skills, entrepreneurship. People in this room might even be looking for employment. You have people in this room looking to employ. You have entrepreneurs in this room. I just say that because as a professional networker, I look around the room, read the room, know a lot of people, do my travels, and I can guarantee that there's information in this room that has to be said and you have to know. So here, what we're trying to do, I'm sorry, let me erase that and backtrack. What we are doing is create an environment to remind the Chicago public of what the greatness of our community represents.
Black Wall Street.
Thank you. So the greatness of our community has to be exercised in group activities like this so that the person all the way down there can see the person down here, and as we mix and mingle, you can find out that you all have services that are valuable, and we keep it in-house. It's important now to share in that same dollar. If we don't share in that dollar, then this is all a farce. Okay, to do a little quick exercise, is anybody in here in real estate? Anybody in mortgages or real estate? Just stand up for me, please. Just stand up. I want everybody to see those people. Now, is there anybody in here who is in insurance? Okay, a true entrepreneur. Okay, is there anybody, there we go. Is there anybody here who has published a book? Okay? Okay, I want y'all to look around the room, so as this is a business mixer, and a lot of times you come to these things, you're so happy because you saw somebody you did business with a year ago, 2 years ago. You saw somebody you want to talk to. But there are other people in the room that deserve your attention. So I'm purposely identifying. Is anybody here who owns a farm? Anybody here got farm? Anybody here got a farm? Do horticulture? Anybody does anything with agriculture? I saw it. Okay, I'm sorry. I lost my hearing in 1 year, so it's okay then. Now, the thing about Black Wall Street, what they did when they started, and nobody talks about this, I gave a guy my book, and I want it back. It's the history of Black Wall Street, but it deals in detail. And I'm going to bring it up to date in this real quick without being long-winded. But I am a preacher's kid. Okay? So, the thing is that they had a farmer. They had a person that dealt with banks. They had a real estate person. They had somebody, is Bob Israel still here? Is Reba fellas here? Mike, is Mike Neal here? Mike, okay, they had construction people, and they built a city, and in that city, that dollar circulated 12 times. The significance of that, of me saying that to you all is, in this room, as Mark said, we had close to 100 people. Everybody came here in the middle of their day. In the middle of their day, to hear something, to say something, to learn something, to be educated by something, to do something phenomenal, to continue to do what you're doing. You can't do that if you only talk to the same people in the same circle. Right. One person in this room, and I gotta give him kudos, me and him go at it all the time. His name is Renault Tatum, a very good marketing person. Renault, raise your hand. Me and him were talking about
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
So you don't write something and then you make it yours. You got to give bibliography. Never try to be the smartest person in the room. If you end up being the smartest person in the room, get in another room. Black Wall Street? Black Wall Street. Okay. That being with said, the reason I had those people stand up because here we represent an opportunity for everybody in this room to engage somebody else in what they do. And engage in somebody else, you'll find that you can grow and do that. There's a young man here, Trey, stand up. Stand up. This is a young father, okay? You got a fresh newborn. Now all of you all will be remiss if you don't recognize a black man. You don't see no pants sagging. You understand? He's professional. Somebody in this room consider this young man to be a part of their vision, what they do, so we can have a succession plan. Absolutely. Now, speaking of succession plans, young lady here, this is a quiet storm right here, y'all. Y'all know a quiet storm in I'm going to let her introduce herself as we go forward. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Opal Freeman, and I'm one of the board members of the Chicago Inventors Organization.
Wow. I need to meet you for real.
Supporting National Black
got
Wall
one
Street
for
of
real.
Chicago. And Yvonne, thank you for inviting me. Just wanted to let you know the organization is locally based. It was founded in 2003. Calvin Flowers is the president, and he is an inventor.
You my friend.
The security jack. We have meetings every second Saturday of the month. We have presenters to come out to educate inventors and entrepreneurs to protect your intellectual property because you know we have it. And we also provide resources and recommendations for people who need the help. What is so stirring to me, and I have a passion about this, is that there are a lot of African-American inventors that you don't know anything about, but they exist. Some could be sitting right next to you and you don't know it. So what I want you to get a feel for is, I think I have like 5 inventors who are actually here to just briefly tell you what their invention is and how they went from one place to the next. Our organization is membership.
Henry Sampson, African American, invented the cell phone.
Membership based. There's a fee of $100 a year, but I guarantee you, the information you get at the meetings is worth the money. The patent attorneys, for example, if you went to one on your own, you're probably paying $1,500, $2,000 for half an hour.
They wrapped up in legal shield.
Relationships with patent attorneys, manufacturers, other inventors who've gone through the process to be able to say, okay, don't do this, but do that. It works. And I'm glad to say we're going into our 10th year of being in our So if you have an opportunity, please go to our website, which is www.chicago-inventors.org. And we're on Facebook, and we are supporting sponsors of Chicago Innovation Awards. So when we talk about a team and relationships,
wonderful.
This is real key, especially with the way Black Wall Street, I'm sorry, National Black Wall Street is presenting the platform because we're